guys. All right, gonna hit my lake where I grew up, Lake Casa Blanca, Laredo, Texas. And I'll tell you what, it is super hot right now. See how we do. Stay tuned. Guys, so good, well actually it's good afternoon. It's almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So yeah, I'm driving. I'm not in San Antonio. I'm actually in my hometown, Laredo, and came down. It's my grandmother's birthday. They're gonna be throwing her a big old party on Sunday, but unfortunately me and my wife Sheena, we both have to work early on Monday morning, so we weren't gonna make it. So we had planned to come down here, me, her, and my son Mateo, so we can take my grandmother to lunch. But that didn't pan out because Mateo, he actually ended up getting sick yesterday. Nothing horrible, but he had no fever. But he was having some issues with his stomach. He threw up a couple times in the morning, and we didn't want to risk driving him down here and then throwing up in the car. Or, you know, if he did have something else, you know, potentially getting my grandmother sick. So I decided to make the trip by myself. So they ended up staying back home in San Antonio. So I also decided I'm gonna try and fish the lake that I grew up on for about 30 minutes. I'm not gonna do any more than that. It's already, like I said, it's almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's reading, I think the temperature is reading at 105 right now. So it is super hot. Really not the best time to be fishing, but I don't have any other time to do this. And I figure, well, oh, there's a busted water hose over there. I figure, well, you know, might as well, since I'm in town, don't know when I'll be back again. I wanted to visit this lake. It seems like every time we do come down here, I keep telling my wife, you know, I want to go to the lake, and then I just, you know, we never make it. But this time I made it a point to bring my rods, 2 of them, and some baits. And like I said, I'm going to give it about a 30-minute go before I have to take off and go back home. And I'm really not expecting to catch anything. But I didn't even bring any of my rod holders. Basically, what I'm going to try and do is kind of what I do when I fish at Browning Lake. I'm going to try and find a spot where I can basically just back up my truck to the water, and then I'll use the rod holders there in the back of the truck, kind of like as a, well, I mean, not as a, it's going to be with my rod holders. So we'll see how we do. Yeah, guys, I figure I'm still driving. I mean, I think I got like 15 minutes until I get there. I don't remember Laredo ever being this big to take that long to get from point A to point B, but it says 15 minutes. But, yeah, talk a little bit about the Addicts tournament that they just had. Unfortunately, I don't know what happened. So, the positive side. So it was me, it was my best buddy Leo. You guys have seen him in videos before. And then there was my wife's cousin's husband, Albert. Albert actually fished the tournament with me last year when we got the side pot with most spots. So we ended up doing it was a 3-man group. We actually called ourselves the 3 Amigos. So we were Lucky, Dusty, and Ned. And I'm pretty sure those are the names. I could be wrong. If we had a 4th person, I was going to be El Guapo, and then we were going to have everybody else be Lucky, Dusty, and Ned. But we went out, we had a good time. We actually ended up placing 2nd, guys, which was the best I've done at a Addicts tournament so far. We've got in 3rd place, I think, twice. We've got in 3rd place once, and I think once or twice in the Floresville police department catfish tournament that they've had, but we've never been able to beat third. That always seems to be the best that we could do. So this time we actually did really good, guys. We got second. Our total weight, combined weight, was 49 pounds 15, I think, if I was correct. And I was really worried about a couple of my buddies that were fishing the tournament. So David Ortega, you know, he's a guide out there, Second Chance Fishing. You've seen him in my videos. Great friend of mine. Easton Smith, he's won first 3 out of the last 4 years. And then up and coming, my other buddy Jesse Robles, he's just starting the guide business this year, part-time like me, and he's called Bottom Feeders Fishing, and he actually got, I think he got second last year. So those were kind of the guys that I was like gunning for, which is great because we're all, you know, we all know each other, we're all friends. So it's friendly competition, and it's just, you know, bragging rights to see who can do better than the other. So I was able to barely beat out David by, it was less than a pound. I think it was less than half a pound actually. But that was probably the closest one. But where me and David thought we were doing good, and Jesse did real good. I think Jesse had 45 pounds. Man, the first place team, it's another guy we know, Albert. He came out of left field. He wasn't on my radar, but man, he absolutely killed it. You know, they had oh my god, what was the final weight? It was like 88 or 90 pounds. They had a lot. And if you think about it, guys, this tournament, it's a 6 fish limit. You get to keep you can weigh in 3 reds and you can weigh in 3 cats, and that's it. So 6 fish, but it can only be max of 3 each. So you can't do 4 cats and 2 reds. It has to just be max 3 and 3. And to have 90 pounds with just 6 fish, it's a lot of fish, guys. Or that's a lot of heavy fish. So they, like I said, they absolutely killed it. You know, we did pretty good. We ended up oh yeah, so the bad side about this is when we were recording the announcement for the winnings, I started getting an error message on the GoPro, and it kept giving me an error message saying SD card error, please, I think it said please format to continue. And I was like, okay, whatever. So I formatted the disc, and when I did that, I went back to record some more of the the announcements for the winners, and I noticed that it was recording on video 1, which is the first recording of that sequence, and we had already made like 19 or 20 recordings on the trip. So I started freaking out, like, oh my god, did I just delete the entire trip? And sure enough, I started going through the camera real quick, because on the back of these GoPros, at least the one I have, you can see what's already saved in the SD card. And sure as shit, when I formatted it, I guess it wiped out the entire trip, which sucks. So while I'm driving, I guess I can give you guys a recap of the trip. So, you know, we ended up, the tournament starts at 7:45. You got to do your weigh-in by 3:45, and you have to have somebody from your team along with the fish in line before 3:45. If it's 3:45 and if you're not in line with your fish, you get disqualified. And not everybody from your team has to be there, just at least one person has to be there. So we started at 7:45. I mean, we took off, we went to our first spot, fished our first spot for maybe 20-25 minutes, and it with a channel cat. Not bad, it was about 7.5 pounds. So it's a decent start, you know. But typically, on these tournaments, you probably want to be targeting more blues, just because they tend to be heavier. But whatever, we were on the board, so we got our cat. And so that was the first spot. Moved to spot number 2, absolutely nothing, not even a rat red. Moved to spot 3, absolutely nothing, not even a rat red. And then we went forward to a 4th spot, still didn't get anything. And I told the guys, hey, the wind was blowing just right for a drift for cats. So I said, hey, we're gonna go and switch all the lines, switch all the rigs, and we started drifting. First drift, I miscalculated the wind from where the target humps that I wanted to hit. The wind was blowing not the way I thought it was. So we drifted only for like 10 minutes before I could tell, like, hey, we're not going where we need to be. We picked up, we realigned, and then we were on the drift that I wanted. We drifted and we landed, I think it was a 9-pound blue. Great, you know, good second fish. Then we did a third drift, did fourth drift, didn't get anything. Got a lot of bites. So the fish weren't very aggressive. So the bites we saw, they were just like little taps on the rods. And usually when we're drifting, you know, when they're hungry, when they grab that bait, that rod just like bends over. So they weren't quite doing that. So it told us they weren't very hungry. So we did a couple of drifts and we said, hey, you know what, let's switch back to reds. So there's a spot of the lake that I like fishing, but not until it gets later in the day, like probably like 11, 11:30, 12, where in my experience, I kind of see some of the bigger fish move in there. So we moved in there, or we tried moving in there. There was a boat that was there, and I was like, man, and he was sitting right on top of the spot that I wanted, which is okay. It's not my spot, you know, it's just, yeah, he was there first. And, but we kind of stayed near him. And we fished, and we started getting a bunch of little rat reds or whatever, and we stayed near him, and we kept keeping an eye. We moved to another spot, he was still there. And then after about an hour, I see him reeling in his rods, and you know, that doesn't necessarily mean anything, but then I started seeing him get his anchors. I told my friends, I say, hey, pick up the lines for buoy. So while they were picking up their anchors, we got our rods in, and we like hightailed it over there, and they moved out of the spot. And we didn't see him catching anything, but that's fine. That spot's very particular. You got to fish it a specific way. And oh shit, sorry, buddy. And so we moved in, and let me see if I can come over. There we go. I got a police officer right next to me. Yeah, so we ended up moving in, and yep, state trooper. And as soon as we got anchored up and we started fishing it, I mean, within 5 minutes, boom, got a fish. So we ended up going from having 0 keeper reds. I think we ended up with 6 keepers. And the big ones were, I think we had a 30-inch, a 29, and a 28 were the big ones. Then the smaller ones were like 22, 23. But we got our 6 fish pretty quick. And then I was like, all right, we got time. But by this time, it was already running pretty late in the tournament. And so I told my friends, I said, start a timer, and we're going to do one last drift. We're going to drift for about, you know, I told them give us 25 minutes before we had to, you know, pick everything up, get back to the dock the boat, you know, get to the weigh-in. So we did one last drift, and probably about 10 minutes before that drift ended, we got another blue. This guy was the same thing, about 9.5 pounds, 9 3/4. So we were feeling pretty good. Ended up talking to my buddy Jesse, and he kind of told me he was sitting at about 45 pounds. I talked to David, but we didn't discuss weight. And probably on purpose, because he's trying to beat me and I'm trying to beat him. So we didn't really discuss weight. And oh god, I hope, I'm gonna miss a fucking exit again. Why am I gonna miss the exit? Why am I missing these exits? And I think we did it purposely so that I didn't want him to know what I had, and he probably didn't want me to know what he had. And for good reason, because as you can tell, when we got to the weigh-in, it was really close. I mean, we only beat it by less than a pound. But yeah, so that's how the tournament went. I wish I had the video on there, because we had some instances. So like that 30-inch red was another story, guys. Like I said, on that one, my buddy Albert, so he's the one that hooked up that one. And I don't know where this map is taking me. I don't know where this map's taking me. This is not how I remember getting to the lake at all. I'm gonna ignore this map. But so I actually had hooked up a catfish in the back of the boat, and I started fighting him, or sorry, not a catfish, a redfish. And I think the one I got was like 27 inches. And he hooked up to one, and initially it didn't sound like it was very big, so I was like, okay, he can, you know, take care of it by himself. And so he's fighting it, and then all of a sudden, you know, I'm landing my fish, and he starts calling me. He goes, hey, it's running into the line, which I understood as it's running into the anchor line. And so I was like, just get on your knees, put your rod under the anchor line, don't worry about it. And then he goes, no, it's stuck in the line. Well, what happened was we still had one rod left over, and that, I guess the fish ran over it. And so it was going into the anchor line, and it was all jumbled up with that other rod. So we went and we tried helping get it off, and that line was already all messed up in the rod tip that on the fish that he had, and I was worried that he was going to lose it. And then when I was trying to hold his rod to try and mess with the line, I could feel that fish pulling, and I was like, that's a big fish. So I was like, okay, I don't want to lose it. So I just started yelling at my buddy Leo. I was like, get your knife. He always has a knife on his back. I said, get your knife, cut the other rod. So he went through, he cut the line. I just threw the rod to the side, and we ended up fighting that fish, and we landed it. And that ended up being the 30 inch red that we got. Man, if we had lost that, we would not have placed at all. I mean, we wouldn't even been top 3. Let's see, man, $4 to get in. The heck? Hey, Calaveras Lake, Browning Lake, pay attention. It's $4 to get in. Yeah, it's $9 at Calaveras Lake.
Hey, sir.
How's it going?
Good. Just one?
Just one.
$4.
$4. Hey, you guys are way cheaper than the lake I fish at.
Then the what?
The lake I fish at in San Antonio. $9 per person.
How much?
9.
Yeah.
How much for the boats to get in?
The boats?
Yeah.
$4 just to come in.
Jesus. It's 9 per person.
And you have to pay separately for the boat over there?
It's $8 per boat. I think it's $8. I keep buying the annual fee, but I think last I checked it's $8. Ooh, we're getting ripped off.
This is just $4 for you and your boat.
Yeah, I haven't fished here in, God, I don't know, 15 years probably. I was in town, so I said, well, let me swing by for about 30 minutes.
What's the zip code on the card?
78254.
78254.
Yep.
Ticket's good until 10 o'clock tonight, so you can go in and out until 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm only gonna be here for 30 minutes, literally. Just wanted to check out the lake real quick before I drive back.
Receipt,
yep.
sticker for your truck, and your credit card.
Awesome, thank you. Every day.
Hey, be careful.
Thank you. Wow, guys, $4. Damn. 4 per person. And the boat is free. Holy moly. Maybe I should move back to Laredo. No, I'm just kidding. Well, that's crazy, guys. And this is a state park, okay? It didn't used to be a state park when we grew up here. You know what, let me turn the camera to kind of see where we're going. Or at least, hopefully you can see. Only you're gonna be able to see it. But this used to be I mean, it was just a lake. I think it was maybe a city lake or a city park or whatever. But it's a state park now. I mean, they maintain it very, very well. And as with most state parks, if you're fishing from the shoreline, you don't need a fishing license. But if you're fishing from a boat, you do need one. And okay, I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to get my truck down there. So it used to be, there's a bunch of barriers here. They didn't used to be there. You used to be able to drive your vehicles down there. And I guess now you can't. So I guess if I am gonna fish down here, I'm gonna have to, well, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna fish, well, I don't know what side I wanna fish on. I guess if I'm gonna fish, I'm gonna have to get off. There used to be a pier, there used to be actually 2 piers here that I remember. One pier, if I remember correctly, I'm passing it, yeah, it's gone, it's not even here anymore. don't know if it just finally just rotted away, and it kind of used to be like right here while I'm driving by. You know, let me just try this thing. All right, that's a little better. Yeah, so we there used to, like I said, there used to be a pier. I passed it already, but it's torn down. Who knows when it got torn down? Like I said, I haven't fished this lake in forever. So I can kind of see where the other pier's at. I'm gonna try and head down that way. Man, look at the boat ramp. Well, maybe there's a reason the boats are free. I don't even think you can launch from here. Oh man, the water level for the boats is way down, guys. Check this out. So that's where we used to launch our boats. It looks like that guy over there's got an inflatable. It's kind of interesting. It looks like I could probably even drive my... I could probably get my truck down there actually, and then just back up to that shoreline. That looks very possible. I mean, I don't see why you can't. I don't see anything that really says, you know, no fishing. I really don't want to fish the pier just because it's hot and I kind of want to stay near the truck if I can. That dude just left his truck door. Hopefully he's going back to it. But yeah, guys, this is where we used to fish as a family. That's where my dad used to bring us, or our grandfather used to bring us. We also used to fish over at Falcon Lake in Zapata. We used to go there, I think, like every year. There's a hotel down there called Oso Blanco Hotel. We'd stay there, and they used to have a really nice, like, boathouse, and we would we'd fish there at night, and they had like lights on the outside, and then on the inside it was like a big opening that they had cut out with rails all the way around it, and they had seats and lights, and you can kind of fish underneath the lights at night. It was real nice. I actually took Alexis, my daughter, there, and we went maybe like 4 years ago. I knew it wasn't there anymore, or at least it wasn't fishable anymore, but I wanted to go check it out. And yeah, sure enough, when we went, it was all rotted out, decrepit. It was on land, so it wasn't even in the water anymore. The water had seceded, I mean, hundreds of yards, so the water wasn't even anywhere near it anymore. Campsites 100 to 135. I wonder if I can get my truck down there. I don't think I can. This lake is really dried up, man. I'm looking out, and there's a lot of open land that I'm seeing. This is where the fishing pier is at. I think this is the fishing pier. We'll go check it out. Not like I'm gonna fish it, but is this a fishing pier? No, it isn't. Yep, it is. And And that thing is, man, that thing's barely underwater. Yeah, definitely not gonna do that. Honestly, with all these little barricades they got everywhere, I don't think I'm gonna be able to get the truck anywhere near. So I'm probably gonna go back to that other spot by the boat ramp, because it looks like since the water has gone down so much, there's actually an opening where I can kind of get my truck in. So I'm gonna try that. So stay tuned, guys. I'll be right back. All right, guys. Well, found ourselves a little spot. Like I said, we're not gonna be out here very long. I mean, at least the wind's blowing, so it feels a little okay. But yeah, it's like 105 degrees. The wind's actually blowing on my back, so that kind of helped out. I was able to chunk those lines really, really far, but I have no idea, you know, if this is like the lake, you know, where it just runs flat for like a long period of time, or does it actually drop off? I have no idea. I don't know any of the lines out here or anything, but I do know this lake has catfish, yellows, blues, channels. It's got I think it has hybrid striped bass, largemouth bass, and then of course all your bait fish. I don't know about tilapia though. I know it's got shad and like perch. I don't know about anything else. Like I said, I'm gonna start a timer on my phone. I'm only gonna give it, like I said, 30 minutes, and then I gotta start heading home. Get ready for tomorrow. Woo. Man, even 30 minutes is too damn hot out here. And that's even with me having my truck on and kind of sitting in the back seat looking at my rods. Jesus. Way too hot. Anyway, guys, we get like 30 minutes. Like I said, I really didn't expect us to catch anything. I did get a little excited though. One of the rods actually took two real good hits. I smacked it twice. The shrimp was pretty much torn to shreds. So I got a little excited, thought we might actually get something, but they just dropped it. But, woo, it's hot. Oh, and there goes my timer. Just stopped. I think I stopped about 3 minutes early. That's all right. Yeah, like I said, guys, I just wanted to come and check it out. And man, I wish you could see. So where I'm driving, there's a road that gets you from one side of the lake from the front side to the back side. And I remember when I was a kid, man, that water level used to come real high up, and it is way down right now. I actually fished this lake when I had my first boat. I had a 16-foot aluminum boat. It was a 16-foot Alumacraft, and I actually brought it down from San Antonio and came out here fishing, and we actually did pretty good. We were fishing for largemouth bass, and we actually got quite a bit. But we got those. We were in the way back of the lake fishing the reed beds. But yeah, I mean, this lake is clean though. I mean, it's dry. It's dried up. Still has water though. Still has a lot of water. But this lake is clean. And that water, man, that smell you get from the lake, it's not the same smell, you know, I get when I'm at Calaveras or Brawning. It's definitely got a different odor to it. brings back a lot of memories. But yeah, we're gonna be heading on out. Gotta get back home. I'm dreading the line to get through the border patrol, because on the way in, oh god, I think that line, I was trying to gauge it when I was driving. I think that line stretched for a good 2 miles. So definitely not looking forward to that. But we'll see. Time to get back home. Hopefully Mateo is feeling a lot better. Talked to him earlier. He FaceTimed with my grandmother, which would be his great grandma, and he looked in good spirits, so that's good. But yeah, time to get back home. And happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there, all the single moms. It's coming up. Today's Thursday. Father's Day is in about 3 more days. I'm not fishing that day. I had several people ask me if I would take them out, but I'm gonna sit this one out, stay home with my son, maybe get with the neighbors and see if they want to do like a barbecue. I don't know if they have plans to go anywhere or do anything, but we may just do a barbecue at the house. It's gonna be hot. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. If you guys haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe. Still looking at my analytics for YouTube, and I think last I saw is like 85% of my viewers are not subscribed, which I still appreciate the views, but I would appreciate subscribers as well. So yeah, catch y'all later, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. It wasn't a video where much happened. It was just a lot of talking, so it's a little bit different. But like I said, it was fun to get out here. I really want to try and bring my boat down here one day. I really want to get my boat down to Falcon Lake if I can. But if I can even get down here, I don't know how I'll launch it, but I think you can still launch a boat here. But yeah, thanks for watching. See y'all later. Bye.